Why, hello there, fellow fishermen. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Foundation. Episode 4, Riverfront Property. Alright, this stuff is getting built. So the lumber camp at the fishing hut, fully supplied. And I would say the forester's doing a pretty good job. The trees here look grown. There's enough mature ones, at least. And then in terms of hunting zone, it might not be a terrible idea to reforest. So I'm going to remove some of the hunting zone here and see about trying to reforest some of it. I don't know if the reforesters are going to have the free time to do that, but if they do, that might be nice. So hiring on woodcutters to clear this section here, which could eventually become farmland, would be a pretty good use for it, maybe. Because farms take up a lot of space. And we could have farms and fish being sourced from the same sort of area. Good lord, I have a lot of cloth. Good. Now, if I wanted to sell cloth, if you're curious, Northbury doesn't buy it, but others do. So if I wanted to, for instance, sell cloth, I'd have to find someone that we could see sell to them that buys cloth. So no one does, but Middle here does buy clothing, which cloth, it gets turned into clothing, so I could work to sell clothing to them. The other issue is, like, how much gold that they're willing to spend, and I don't really want to sell clothing at 2 gold a pop. That's a lot of production chain for not a lot of money. Alright, Fisher is ready to go. Now everyone has a job. And this berry granary has not emptied out the berries. So I think, in this case, I am going to try to empty the stock of berries here. I might just delete the berries so that we can start moving the fish rather than the wait. And I'm going to hire one more person as a fish market stall attender. So over here, with a little bit of the gold that I have, I'm going to go to the labor path here and get Market Splendor package so that the next market I add is a prettier one. So I'm going to do yet another food stall. Plop it right here. But instead of a rustic market tent, I will do a green market tent. And I'll stick a little food stall sign out front, which adds to Splendor, which helps to build my reputation with the trade guild. I could also edit the other tents here, going into their individual settings and removing the previous tents on it if I wanted to. I'm just not trying to build up rep with the with labor enough to care about that right now. Merchant requests audience. King is planning new outposts and wants me to deliver wood. Yes, let's do that. Current priority is supply wood for the king. So the best way to do that is just to pause our sawmill. Have the carpenters not cut, and I need 100 wood in my supply to satisfy. And I have 14 days. And if I do it, I get 10 kingdom, 10 kingdom influence. And if I don't, I lose 5. I'm at 0, so let's try not to lose any. And I have 200 space in my stockpiles for wood. So that's another thing, is if some of these missions will ask for you to supply more than you even have warehouse space for. So you have to be aware of that. So if they asked, for instance, 150 and I only had one spot in my warehouse for wood, I would never be able to fulfill it. So it's just something important to keep in mind. Yeah. Done. Wood delivered, got 150 coin, and 10 kingdom influence. So if my rating was higher, if my rating for kingdom was 5, I could start buying the military fort splendor stuff and the second notable tier stuff. My granary setting for fish is emptied out. No, I fixed that already. It's already being stocked. Grandiose market. The elders feel your village is almost ready to host a trade fair. However, they're uneasy to receive visitors with such a market. They would like to see me improve. Yes, our market will be improved. Okay, so current priority, improve the market. Which is fine, because I was literally doing that already. So I think what I'm going to do is set up 2 new food stalls, which is going to replace the ones I already have. So I'll put one here, and put one here. Build that. And then with some of the coin that I just earned, go to labor and unlock labor splendor package. And then go back to the market here, edit it, and add in some labor splendor, like barrels, horse stables, maybe a little woodshed. And these individual things adds splendor, so I'm up to 3 splendor right now. So I need a total of 5. So I'll do the sign that I have queued up, I think counts. So there we go. That's a total of 5. Build, and then once that's built, we will improve the market up to the labor standards. And I would say these are my highest priorities. Improving the market. And now that I've fulfilled the wood contract, I'm going to resume the sawmill so that we can keep building this bridge. Because, you know, this is where our manor is going, so we kind of need it. Also, there is another fishing hole here, so once I have the bridge, I can set up another fishing hut here, which is kind of nice. Doubling our fishing output. Storage is full. So the weavers are completely full up. Got it. I think at that point, I am going to build a tailor. And put that as high priority. I can start supplying my people with clothing. So if we take a look at the commoners, they require clothes, whereas the serfs do not. So it wouldn't be a terrible idea to start supplying clothes in our market for them. I'm also being told that housing is insufficient, so I'm expanding our housing zone a little bit. I should keep it away from the minables, but everything else I'll allow. There we go. All right, one more market tender, and I'm assigning fish. So now we're selling meat, fish, and berries at the market. And these 2 other markets here are going to be new markets for the fish and the meat, so that they're the fancier style. Happiness is pretty good. I'm not going to levy taxes. I don't really need to. I'm good for now. And did I have a timer? No, I don't even have a timer on this improving the market. Perfect. Go at my own pace. Yeah, so those two foresters, I would say, are easily able to handle the rezoning. This is the forest that I wanted them to refill, and it's like completely flush, full of trees. So that's no problem at all. They handle that great. All right, here's the new market stalls. So the old market stalls, I am going to knock down, even though it wastes food, just to move away from the old style. And now we're using the new ones. So if I go to the parts list here, I can find the old markets. Which would be the top two. So this stall. And I can destroy it. And then the tents. And that way we start using the new ones. So 3 market tenders. Perfect. And I'll get rid of those tents in a second. They are the... Where's the other tents? Rustic tent. Rustic tent. Now, I could have just destroyed the tent and replaced it. I just chose to do it a different way. So then the other thing I wanted to add to this market, so let's go back to editing the market. Oh, you know what? I actually don't have goods yet. So I just unlocked goods market for what little coin I had left. So now we'll edit the market again. And adds a goods stall. And the goods stall is where I'll be able to sell clothing. So the goods stall I'll have be blue. So it's color-coded. Green is food, goods is blue. And I'll put a goods stall sign out front. I can't queue this up to be built just yet because I don't have the coin. But we did just level up in our labor tier. So as a result of that, as you can see, I have a negative kingdom rating with kingdom and a negative rating with clergy, but a rating of 5 with labor because I have increased the quality of the market, which made the labor happy. Meaning that because I have at least 30 prosperity and 5 labor rating, I now have access to tax office, tavern refined architecture, tavern wall, milling taxes, and these 3 edicts. Because my efforts to improve the market actually increased my labor rating, even though I haven't fulfilled that quest yet. Meeting the elders. The elders, the much respected leading men and women amongst the region's laborers, heard of your village and wished to make themselves useful to your village or your people. So they gave me labor rating and tools. So they just gave me labor influence, which now I can spend. So I'm going to spend it for tax office. And I'm going to save the other influence. Oh, who are you? Earning influence. An isolated community of fishermen are looking for a kind-hearted builder. They need help constructing a bridge which would connect their village to the rest of the realm. They have not much to offer, but they promise to share good words about your generosity amongst the laborers. I will offer them my best builder to go help them. Oh, there we go. So, I just gained even more labor influence, and I can unlock fair reputation privilege, devoted folks, or common maintenance privilege. And I'm going to do common maintenance privilege because the other two I don't really need, which is labor buildings have reduced upkeep cost. Our market is... Oh, it wants me to build a market? So this one won't count? For real? I might just cheese it then. I mean, the woodcutters over here might be a little homeless as a result of the fact they don't have a market nearby, as are the fishermen. So I might actually want a very small market and village here to support the people that work down here. I can double check on that though. So like this fisherman, for instance, does not have a house, as I suspected. So I'm improving the market, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a second market here. So as to plan for the fishermen and possibly farmers in the future to live and work around here. So I'll do 2 food stalls. 1, 2. And I think the quest wants me to build a new market, so this market has to have a splendor of like 5, whereas this already has a splendor of 5, so it's going to be all set. So just build that. And I am going to set up the residences here. So I think what I want to do is delete the extraction zone everywhere here and just clear out where I want the houses. So I'm going to stick the houses over in this nook here, meaning that I want my woodcutters to cut the trees specifically in that area. Then likewise, they're going to want a well. I'll put the well in the center of the market. And there's already a house going in, probably for the fishermen. Alright, another courier. Influencing others. The fishermen are thankful for the blueprint, as the bridge is definitely going to bring their community to the forefront. So they either want to give me... They want to trade stone for fish, or spend influence for fish. Yeah, I'll trade stone for fish, that's fine. I have a lot of stone. So there we go, I got 50 fish. Nice. Actually, this might not be a good spot for the house, because the other fisherman is going to work on the other side of the bridge. So I think what I want to do is to change my plans here. And have the woodcutters cut a spot here, right at the start of the bridge. And I'll put the little market and houses here. So I'm going to have housing insufficient, that's fine. I can live with that. Alright, polished stone, sell if over, let's say, 30 for now. And that should be a big cash cow for me, now that I have a bunch of polished stone ready. I forgot to have it queued up sooner, so we have a bunch of... My polished stone stockpile is basically full now. And this bridge is doing alright. It's not prioritized, but it's getting built. work's almost done, and then we'll move the manor house over. So I'm going to pick one more random person. Sancha, to be a commoner. Sancha, what is your current employment? I don't know what it is, but I'm about to make you a tailor. So, Sancha was a forager. She's now a tailor, and she's making clothing. So over here in the foragers, as soon as she gets fired, we'll put the serf that we have, you, Fren, or Fruin, as a forager. Woodcutters are going to take a little while to cut the area here. In fact, what I might want to do is just have temporary housing here so that they can support themselves. And then eventually to relocate them to the base of the bridge. So this is sort of like a temporary camp, if you will. Bridge is almost done. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So, 2/3 done. And now we are cranking out the clothes. I do have a stockpile for clothes, so that's good. And then once we have a market stall, I'll start selling the clothes, and that will fulfill the commoner's requirements for goods. I still have yet to do entertainment, which is berry brewing, beer or wine, and that will come a little bit later. Oh, nice. We just sold a whole lot of polished stone for 150 coin. Finding like a cash, well, I don't want to call it cash crop, but finding some sort of like cash industry like that is pretty important early on, before you get your tax office, and your tax office then helps to, you know, to settle that number. What are my builders working on right now? You are where? Oh, you're working on the bridge? I would, as much as I want the bridge, I think I want the market first. Oh, I'm missing resources for the market. No, I'm not. All resources are available. Don't lie to me. Oh, the gold was missing earlier? Right. I'm not actually building that. I have to scroll all the way down and hit build. There we go. You're right. Thanks for pointing that out. I would like to add fish, wool, and common clothes to my tracked resources. So in order to do that, just highlight fish, wool, common clothes, and now they're just tagged without the expansion arrow. Also track visitors and... yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, you can kind of see the bald spot that I wanted to shave here from the deforesting. So my loggers are definitely working on it. And then we can have a tiny little hamlet here for fishermen, which will be nice. And likewise on the other side of the mini pond, or river rather, technically a river, we'll have one fisherman that is allowed to fish on the Lord's Island, because we'll live on this island. Now, the Forbidden Land is another way to paint desire paths. So the Forbidden Land, obviously, if you paint where the desire paths are, you prevent them from ever walking there. So if, like, I wanted to get rid of this path here, I could do Lord's Land there, and no one will be able to cross there. Of course, they would likely just reroute around it, but that's another way to do desire paths. Just FYI. All right, I need to hire one more. You're hired. And now we're starting to sell clothing. The tent's not on there yet, but the booth is enough just to get the ball rolling. The church thought I was doing something to it, so adding a bench, like, completed its construction so that a little alert would go away. Alright, looking good. The bridge is almost done. And then, in order to build a market, let's build that second market now. Because there's enough space around here that we can fit it. We could always just, like, displace the houses, too. The game doesn't really, or I'm sorry, the trees. The game doesn't really care about that. So, if you want to mow down the trees, it will let you. Oh, there we go. Market improved and satisfied. Current priority right now is build the fishing hamlet. And eventually it will be an area that we do farming from as well. And KMT, thank you for the sub. Cheers. So for this bridge, yep, 10 more planks, and we're done. That's exciting. And then we'll get a bailiff. Finally. So the player placed buildings, I believe, can be displacing trees, but I'm not sure villagers can. So I'm gonna the villagers that were living around the lumber camp are going to be displaced, and they're going to be moved here. Additionally, those immigrants are gone, but I was going to set up fish and meat to be sold in this market, because meat and fish are hunted and fished around here, so this won't have berries once it's done. And it is warning me that a house is about to be destroyed, but that's intentional. Do I need a warehouse for the fishing hamlet? So I could put one in, but I am importing the fish with this granary over to here. And because most people eat out of this market, it might make sense just to keep the fish closest to the market that consumes the most fish. I'm also, I haven't failed to notice, I am rolling in coin now from all the exports for, like, polished stone and the like. Taking a look at progression, we'll get common path, tavern, farming, bailiff office. with those coin. And I'm going to accept the advice here. Okay, we're almost done with that. The run that the builders have to make makes this project slow because they do have to do a lot of walking. Was the last icon in the Bailiff's Path icon? What was that? This was a contractual wage edict, a mandate, and I'll get into mandates. Well, actually, we have our first privilege. So, what a privilege is, when you gain reputation with labor, kingdom, or clergy, you gain privileges. So my first labor privilege can be Merchant League, trade price bonus of 10% from village with labor allegiance. So if we take a look at the villages here within trade resources, the Northbury is allied with the labor. So if I went with that privilege, I would be able to have a 10% trade price benefit with Northbury as one possible edict. The other edict available to me is labor building upkeep is reduced by 10%. So I'm going to have you choose which labor priv. So Merchant League. Or common maintenance. And you can change these later on when you have a bailiff. All right, the market is now supplied. Oh, what do you want? Wool for the elders. Accumulate 100 wool. I am going to say not interested because I don't have enough raw resources for that. So, the thing is, if you're not likely to be able to fulfill the request within the given time frame, don't accept it because there's penalties. And we're going to go with common maintenance. So, over in the book tab, we will unlock common maintenance. And as I level up with labor, I will gain additional slots for additional privileges. So managing your edicts and your privileges and your rep level are pretty important for prosperity. Alright, I just can't wait anymore. Let's get this bridge going. I could, to speed this up, what I could do, and I will do, is to build another builder camp, just like right, let's say here. And then next time immigrants, oh, perfect. 1, 2, 3. Good timing. Hire them over here, and that will accelerate building the manor much, much better. And our pop's now at about 52. Not bad at all. So not a lot of food being consumed here, because not really anyone lives around here. But as we start to build this up a little bit for like farming, fishing, the bailiff is going to have to live nearby as well, because the bailiff working in our manor is a citizen. there will be people moving to this area eventually. What's also interesting that I didn't realize it at start is pine is not a native tree to this forest. So you can see where all the pine is growing is where I replanted it. Same with, what is that, oak? Yeah, oak and pine, because it was sycamore and poplar before I moved in. So yeah, you can even tell from a glance where the new forest is versus the old forest, which is pretty cool. All right, market's built. Nice. And that adds some additional splendor. So if we take a look at the total prosperity, splendor for the market and the beautification of the market is adding a decent amount of prosperity to our total count. It accounts for 10 out of the 53, which is not bad. And the bridge is just about done. And so far, I haven't noticed that the fishing huts have filled up or anything like that. So I'm going to hire 2 of these immigrants, one for a bailiff and one for another fisherman. And the bridge is just about done. Boom. What a project. So, if I want, you can start to set up another manor house over here. I'm going to set it right on the shore, because I don't want it... If I deeply embed it in the island, whoever works there is going to have even worse of a run. So I can't do another Great Hall, because I've already built a Great Hall. So if I want to set it up, I'll need to destroy the old one, which is fine. Because I have a lot of coins, I'm not going to need to do a tax mandate anytime soon. So I can go ahead and just, like, wipe out my old Manor Hall, because you voted for it to be temporary, and plop it down here. So the first thing is going to be the Great Hall. And, yeah, let's have it be waterfront property, shall we? So the interactive location for couriers and the like, right there, with a door. And I'll even give it a rustic tower. It overlooks a little bit, making it look a little bit more regal. There we go. Build. And then I'm going to edit it again. Because what I want to do is go back to the manor house, add a sub-building, and I'm going to add a tax office. So tax office, it's going to be a little awkward that the tax officer lives over here, but the tax office allows you to tax your citizens. So I'm going to add I'm going to add a wooden section, a side section to this building as a tax office. And then I'm going to go back again and add yet another, which is a bailiff office. And done. So now this manor house has both the tax office, the bailiff's office, and the Great Hall. There was another option, which is a treasury, which allows you to store more gold as your gold total. But I'm not that close to going over my gold total, so I'm not going to worry about that. So the current priority is build the fishing hamlet and the new manor hall. Putting it on the cliff would look nice. My only worry is about the commute time for the tax officer and the bailiff, so I'm having to be on the waterfront. Oh, I didn't actually mean to build that. And And I have all the materials that I need for the manor house. So it's just a matter of delivering them. Taking a look at my resources, I'm going to hire one more person and put another hunter in because our meat amount is lower than ideal. Thank you for tuning in to Foundation, which originally streamed live on Twitch January 29th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow villagers.